Good evening, folks. John, the firearms instructor, and welcome to our live. We are live tonight on YouTube. We are live tonight on my Facebook pages, my business Facebook page, and my personal Facebook page. I'd like to say hello to everybody that's out there. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a great, safe New Year. We're looking for a wonderful 2024. Started right in 2023 today, and we got to switch that over pretty quick here to 2024. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. We are live from our range in Cape Coral, Florida. If you don't know who I am, I'm a firearms trainer, and I live in Cape Coral, Florida, and I specialize in teaching you to shoot pistols and work everything. Our YouTube channel itself, we do a lot of videos, we do a lot of how to's, we do a lot of box openings and things like that. Most of my Facebook people that know me know what I do here locally, but we reach out throughout the United States. There are going to be people on this live tonight from different locations, and we would appreciate it if you're on the live tonight. Please comment where you're from and what you're watching it from. If you could put FB if it's Facebook, and if you want to put YT for YouTube, we appreciate it. And one last thing, if you can watch if you're watching YouTube, you can watch it through this. Once it's done, you can watch for replay or you can watch it live. So if you want to put live underneath one of your comments, that'd be awesome as well. That helps us understand what's working and what isn't working for us for other stuff. We got a great show for you this evening. I started thinking about New Year's resolutions and I started to put together a list of shooting New Year's resolutions. We always fail on these New Year's resolutions. I don't know how many times I've tried to lose weight or tried to go to the gym or anything else like that. But shooting resolutions is and to improve your accuracy and become better shooter. I think this is going to be a fun one for you. We are here for you guys. We love you. We want you to ask as many questions you like. This is going to run somewhere between 25, maybe 35, 40 minutes or so. And then we'll open it up for some questions and answers. Looks like there's about 13 people on for the first year. We really, really appreciate you being there. Let's look at some of these comments real quick that we've got here. I can bet you there are 5 comments so far. Okay, Natasha says, Happy New Year. Thank you, Natasha. Natasha's mom, hello very much. Oh, Miss Johnson's on the phone call. Miss Johnson's on the live. Hello. Happy New and Natasha, Miss Johnson said, Happy New Year. We have uh, WHO 7016 from New Jersey and live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Chris, appreciate you staying home there and doing everything. And oh, look at this. Ralph Steven from Brazil live. Wow, Brazil. That's awesome. I'm sure the weather is nice out there at this point in time. So that'd be a fun place to be. Very, very, very cool. We appreciate everyone being there. Let's get him back off there. Brazil's probably one of those far ones for us. That's kind of neat. This is what's so cool about this stuff. If you think about it, that YouTube channel's got a lot of. There's 20. I think we just strapped 27,000 subscribers, and they're all over the United States, all over the world. Basically, we've got people from all over. I mean, we've got I think Germany and Indonesia and places like that that you wouldn't even think about. Pretty cool, pretty neat. I did just check my Facebook page, and we are live on that as well. So if you, that's kind of cool. Well, we're gonna start off with the New Year's resolution. I made a PowerPoint presentation like we do every week, and we're gonna cover what I think are the things that are important that you need to get your head around when you start shooting. Um, and there are a bunch of stuff. We just dropped a new video. I tell you what, I took a couple weeks off during Christmas and New Year. Not, I didn't drop one video. I kept the lives going. I did that on purpose because I wanted to make sure that at least I had something out there working. But I didn't do any videos. I didn't do any lives. I didn't. I mean, I didn't do any drops. I didn't do any. shorts. I didn't do anything for 2 weeks, and I kind of missed it. I kind of missed you guys. So we're back at it, strong, heavy. We did our first drop today. Pretty good one. It was in regards to you bought a new pistol. Now what? And that was a pretty good a video talking about what you need to do and get your head around and everything else. Like, now we are live range, and we are you will hear shooting in the background once in a while. And I am by myself today, so when this student in the back here gets done shooting, I'm going to have to get up and let him go, and then have him pay and everything else. So there'll be a small intermission while I do that. Mr. Jacob was not feeling well today, and he didn't come in. So I'm running the show by myself. So there will be a time that I may have to answer the door, or I may have to ring up somebody. So please forgive me for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this presentation. Going to add to the screen. I think what I'm going to do is do it big screen. I think what I'm going to do here is make it full screen. There we go. I'm still in, and you don't need to see my pretty face. 2024 resolutions, 10 New Year's resolutions to elevate your arms training by yours truly, John Johnson. So let's go ahead and hit these as we go here. What I put together is 10 New Year's resolutions to take your firearms training to a new height. Whether you're a seasoned shooter or just starting out, these resolutions are designed to help you enhance your skills, stay safe, and make the most out of your training sessions. While we're doing this today, I want you to comment for me if you can. How many days a week or how many days a month do you go to the range? And you don't have to write a big story. Just kind of give me an idea of just two, three, four, whatever it is. Should you be shooting every day? Now, I own a range and I shoot on a regular basis, and I train with a lot of students, and I help each student kind of see it. So I shoot a bunch, but I don't shoot a ton, if that makes sense. Seems counterintuitive there. But what I'm doing is most of the time I'm showing a student a proper grip or proper stance or proper something like that, and letting them see. So do I shoot almost every day, but I'm not shooting 50 or 100 rounds. Most of the time it's 15 or 20 rounds max during the day. But I try to make the most out of those. All right. And there's a big happy New Year 2024. Hey, you want to comment? Let me know what you guys did on New Year's. What's your tradition? Our tradition is Hoppin' Johns. I don't know if you know this. My father, many years ago, used to make black eyed peas and rice, and I made a big pot of it yesterday. And I'm jonesing for another bowl of that. Miss Johnson, if you're on the phone, you're there, and you are here. Go ahead and put that pot on after this gets over with. So that way, when I get home, I can have me some black eyed peas, please. And make sure you comment and tell me you heard that, because I don't want to get home and find out that it's cold. All right. So please, thank you. I love you. I'm not being mean. All right. So, what is the first resolution I would recommend? I would recommend that you get the proper grip. Now, this is a thumb forward grip. We teach this a lot here. All your power, all your strength, and all your control comes from your non dominant hand. Your dominant hand controls the gun, your non dominant hand really holds on to the pistol. The non dominant hand is holding three fingers. The dominant hand is doing the four fingers, so you're getting more solid grip for your liking. If you look at this thumb, this forward thumb looking at us, the one on the bottom, if it was right handed, Stu to be left thumb. Look how it's laying down there on the frame. I took a picture of this because this is one of the things that can be challenging for people, is not have that thumb sticking out as far as it needs to do. You need to make sure that thumb and that wrist is locked out as much as possible. You'd be surprised how much grip causes inaccuracy. The grip itself, because a lot of people are using their wrist to aim a pistol and they're not using their waist. And when you use your wrist to aim a pistol, then you become that gun's becoming at some weird angle. and it's going to cause some downward shots that you don't want. So locking that wrist out. So number one resolution for this year is I need you to make sure that you get a good, proper grip. And how do you know what a good proper grip is? Well, you're on the right channel, guys. I have probably 20 videos on grip itself. The grip is the most important thing. But just don't go by mine. You're on YouTube. You can look at anything you want. You can find any video you want. And there are going to be tons of people looking at grip. This is what it needs to look at. I've mentioned this many times before, but I'll give it to you again. A firearm is a bully, and if you give it any kind of gap or any kind of positioning that you're not really controlling, it's going to want to flip and muzzle flip a lot. And that muzzle flip causes inaccuracy. So the number one resolution is grip. Can you guess what number two is? Sight alignment. Yes, yes. Number two, improving sight alignment, sight picture. Learn the techniques to align your sights effectively ensures better target acquisition and precision. How true is that? Now, generically, we've done a bunch of videos on sight alignment, and I'm very surprised how many times I get people commenting about they don't understand their sight. They don't understand what to do with them. They don't understand. And I think the most important thing is to understand that a bullet does not fly in a straight line. So the more you can keep that gun level, and how you keep that gun level is just what you see here. You see where the front sight and the rear sight are level. In other words, that front post is not lower than the back post, and the back post is not lower or higher than the front post. If you were having this on top of your pistol, it would be a level pistol itself. All right. So resolution number two is to improve your sight alignment, is to make sure what the sight's supposed to look like. And there is plenty of videos on our YouTube channel in regards to sight alignment or sight picture. But I will give you the most important thing is a bullet that does not fly in a straight line. There's a 6 o'clock hold we try to think about. And if you think about that front post being a golf tee, and your dot that you're aiming at being the golf ball, that's going to be more in line of what we're looking for. That's that 6 o'clock hold, and that 6 o'clock hold will allow us to become more consistent. Because when that bullet rises above the line of sight, it's going to impact where you are. You think about it looking at a pistol, the barrel is below the sights. So if I took the barrel and stuck it directly on the dot, or the circle or the square or whatever you're aiming at that point in time, your sights are above your target, which in turn would make you shoot high. But then what tends to happen is people get a little crazy and pull the trigger versus press the trigger, and you impact low due to the fact that you are anticipating the recoil. So that's another good thing. So resolution number two is work on that sight picture and sight alignment. All right. Number three, resolution number three is enhance trigger control. Mastering the art of trigger manipulation to enhance your shots consistency and reduce jerking or flinching. Now, you all know that you sometimes pull or flinch. And a good example of this would be is if you thought you had 5 rounds in a gun and you only put 4 rounds in a gun, and when you engage the trigger the fourth time, that fifth time you may watch the front post of that dip a little bit, and that is called flinching. Or if you're taking that trigger and pulling it really fast, and that's called a pull. The art of trigger control is slowly pressing the trigger to a point where the weapon cuts. If the shot should surprise you compared to you knowing the gun's going to fire. This is kind of how I most students don't even realize what they're doing, but they're putting that gun out in front of them and jamming that trigger back and not expecting that gun to manipulate off the horizontal and vertical line. That horizontal and vertical line is key to us because we got to make sure that guns over our dominant eye. That vertical line is the eye lined up with the pistol. The horizontal line is the line between your two eyes, basically. And the gun needs to be in your line of sight. Today, I had a lady in the store today, and she was dipping her chin in and lifting her shoulders up. We got to make sure that gun's in our line of sight. We want to make sure that we got the sights all lined up, everything is level, and we slowly engage the trigger until the weapon fires. It's like fishing, guys. Think about this: if you physically have a bobber sitting in the water and it's got bait underneath it, and you watch the bobber go under the water, and at that point in time, you just jerk the fishing rod without taking all the slack out of it, you're going to miss that fish, if that makes sense. Speaking of fish, yesterday my oldest boy, Johnny, wanted to go fishing, and he put on a clinic, ladies and gentlemen. That boy, fish just follow him. I used the same lure, the same everything, and of course he caught three and I caught none. So, well, as a father, you're happy that he's catching fish, but you're sure unhappy that he's using your fishing rod to do it. He didn't even have his own fishing rod. He came over, borrowed one of mine. We went around the corner, hit a couple of canals in Cape Coral, and of course he outfished me. Nice, nice. Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that very much. I do. I love him very much. He's becoming a big man. He just turned 25 on the 30th. So I have a 25-year-old son. So I'm feeling a little old at this point in time. Resolution number 4 is to seek, invest, pay your money, find a qualified training. Seek a professional trainer to receive the expert guidance on advanced techniques, tactics, and safety measures. Well, I'm tongue tying these things up today, and whew. Yeah, find an instructor. This is probably one of the most important things. Now, obviously, if you're living in the Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples, I've had people come all the way from Marco Island and all the surrounding areas. I hate to be biased, but y- uh, this is the place to come. We're going to take care of you. We're going to get you going. We're going to get you working. And we're going to get that fundamentals down. You know, shooting doesn't take 15 classes. It's just got to get you through the grip, stance, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment. A lot of times people need coddling in the very beginning because they haven't shot a pistol before. But once they've shot the pistol and got comfortable, being able to get here and get the fundamentals down and become comfortable. Firearms training is not expensive compared to not having it. What's your life worth? What's your family worth? What's an accidental discharge going to cost you because you're not knowing the safety features of a firearm? You could actually hurt yourself or kill somebody else with a not understanding how to use a pistol. So, uh, you know, firearms training is actually inexpensive. And secondary thing. Think about this: the average person comes to the gun range. They buy, let's say, 200 rounds. And out of those 200 rounds, probably somewhere between 85 and 90 of those bullets are good shots the person thinks. The rest of them are all over the place. They have no idea what's going on. They're pulling the trigger, they're pressing the trigger. I did a couple of videos a while back. I consider myself one of the things Johnny and I worked up was called the shot doctor, and he's got me a thumbnail with me with a white coat on with a stethoscope around my neck, trying to become the shot doctor. And visually looking at a target, being able to tell what people are doing wrong. The targets tell you an awful lot, and most people over torque them with their right hand. If you're right-handed, shoot it. Most people shoot low and the left, and the low and left is anticipation and pulling. With someone who's left-handed, they normally shoot to the right a lot, and we can adjust all that stuff. A a a professional is going to be able to tell you what you're doing wrong with the pistol, and help you improve that, so your accuracy rate will rise very quickly and you don't need those 200 rounds anymore. You can get it done with 50 or 70 rounds. 70 rounds, hitting that 3-inch circle, uh, and doing it on a regular basis gets pretty boring after that point. Then you got to challenge yourself to a smaller circle at that point in time. Yeah, seek. Now, how do you find it? Let's say, for instance, you can't be near us and you can't jump on a plane and come to Florida, which I understand. There are a couple good places you could look right off the bat. We are NRA certified instructors here. We are United States Concealed Carry Association instructors. Both of these have instructors all over the United States, and they have them all over the world basically. But the United States, for United States Concealed Carry Association, and you can go in to their website, put in your zip code, and find a qualified instructor that you can sign up for. Right? They actually do classes on a regular basis. You can actually go to your local gun store in town that most likely has a qualified instructor that works for them or through them to get you on a range somewhere. If you can't find that, you can always look on, firearms training near me. You look firearms training in Lee County near me, I'm going to be number one on Google. So that's the key thing. And then if you do that in your area, you're going to still be able to find those areas that's going to get you there and get you. Now, once you've met the instructor, remember, you're going to be giving them your hard-earned money. You need to make sure you feel rosy about this thing. Remember, shooting a pistol is not complicated. It's complex, but you got to feel comfortable, and you got to be comfortable with them, especially in a situation. Because remember, you new at this. He's got to be able to bend his will a little bit, maybe coddle you a little bit to get you comfortable with shooting. Because a lot of people think a firearm is a deadly weapon, and it truly isn't. The firearm is just a tool that needs to be operated. But if someone does a safety violation that's not life imminent danger, we're not going to scream and holler at them. We're going to explain them why it should be done again and get their head around it. But you go someplace and some guy rips your head off because you did something stupid. Uh, you know, Most of the time it's finger on the trigger, finger off the trigger, turning around because you're happy that you shot the pistol and all that stuff like that. There's these things. That's why an instructor has to be on you almost. I'm always having my hands on the student and to make sure that I've got control of them. And then most of your training classes, I would recommend if you could pay for it or get the instructor to do it, I would highly recommend that you and a friend go to an instructor and get a two-on-one training class instead of going to a group class. Group classes, you learn a lot, but you don't get enough the one-on-one that you would. That's why we do most of our stuff here in a private setting. All of our training classes are done one-on-one, one-on-two, or one-on-three, and those three people know each other. Those two people know each other. The one-on-one is just being another student, and those are ideal to get you to the next level to get comfortable because you need that. It's tough to go to a range and have five people shooting around you, and you can barely hear through the with the earmuffs on, and then you have a question you need to ask, and I'm screaming at you because people are shooting around us. As an instructor, I let you use our hearing our our uh, our electric earmuffs, what helps out a lot. But at the end of it, we got people shooting around us. That puts a lot more stress on you as well. So the first time you take a training class, I'd highly recommend you do it privately. Privately would be a lot easier. And if the instructor does not offer private, make sure you get into a small class. Tell me you want to be in a smaller class. I'm not going to say you need to be, if you're a woman, you don't need to be in a woman's class. I find that women trainers are good, don't get me wrong, but women needs to know two things, it's wrist and booty. And once we teach them that, controllability. I always tell all the women here that I'm their shooting spouse. You don't want your husband teaching you to shoot. I'll do that for you. but at the end, let him do everything else, and that'll help you tremendously because the husbands, they love each other. He loves you. He doesn't want you to do anything stupid, and then he gets a little comes off a little harsh sometimes when they're trying to teach you. You want somebody who doesn't love you to teach you to shoot. All right. So number 4 is invest in training. Number 5 is dry firing drills. Now, this is a cert pistol. We have these here at the store. We use them on a regular basis, but you don't need to get an expensive cert pistol. You can just use the pistol you have at home, get to a point where there's no other ammo in the room, and get yourself a little a piece of golf tee or a bullet, put it upside down and work on that trigger engagement. Make sure that gun doesn't move. There's a wall drill. We've done multiple wall drills where you push the gun out in front of you, keep the gun level in front of you, staring at the wall, and slowly press the trigger. Make sure that weapon does not bobble. The more time you touch this trigger and it doesn't go bang versus the times that you shoot this and it does go bang, you're confusing the monster. Every time you touch the pistol when you go to the shooting range and you engage a trigger and it fires, you're going to build an anticipation. And that anticipation causes a lot of inaccuracy because you're flinching before you cut that shot. You're trying to tense up because you're trying to handle that recoil. So dry firing is a really, really good example of time behind you. There are a lot of different dry firing tools that you can do. There are just simple using your pistol, racking the slide. These cert pistols, the trigger reloads automatically. There are two lasers in there. There's the first take up laser, and then the second laser has it when it cuts, and it's trying to keep those from moving right or left. We use these a lot in some of our training classes. They help out tremendously. I feel most of the time, if I can get you to understand the sequence of trigger engagement, it's going to make you a better shooter to begin with. It's more about a cadence than it is about a press or a pull. So number one, when the trigger is taking the slack out. Number two is applying pressure. Number three is letting the weapon cut. And as the weapon cuts, you need to be controlling that recoil management to a point when the gun does that. You can reset it again to do it again. And it's a one, two, three, one, two, three. And this will help us tremendously get in more of a uh, position or cadence to become better shooters. So number 5 would incorporate some kind of dry firing drills. If you don't know any dry firing drills, I've got a YouTube channel I could recommend for you that's got 4, maybe 5 different dry firing drills in there that will give you some more abilities to have fun and get your head around it. Dry firing is just as important as real fire. All right, let's hit the next one. All right, number 6. This is that question I asked you earlier. How many times a month do you shoot? And if you mentioned more than once a month, then you probably should be doing it. Let me tell you my story. My wife, my sons were all bowlers, and I worked, and my wife and my sons all bowled during the summer, and they bowled 2 nights a week or 3 nights a week. My Johnny at one time was bowling 5 nights a week. Now he was being invited to bowl with other teams because he was a great bowler, and so he didn't pay for every night because some of those teams pay for him to be there. But as they got further and further along, they become very, very good bowlers. I mean, he's never had a 300, but he's had a bunch of 299s, 298s. He's had an 800 game, which is a very rare thing, without having a 300. And Miss Johnson, my beautiful bride, she is a excellent bowler. But for me, it's tough. And when I started bowling twice a week, right? We bowl Thursday nights and we bowl Friday nights. I bowl Thursday nights with Heidi and Johnny and his girlfriend and myself, And then Friday nights I bowl with Johnny, Heidi, and another guy, and I started getting better and better. Why? Because I increased my bowling. I increased my time behind the bowling ball, and that's kind of one of those deals. So, resolution number 6 is get your butt to the range. Dedicate more time to regular range visits. Provide valuable opportunities to practice your shooting skills and measure your progress. How many of you are bringing some kind of ledger to the range, or you have your phone with you? Start taking some pictures, start taking some videos, and watch what's going on because you want to be every time you leave the range, you want to feel good, not bad. This is why I'm so against putting 300 rounds down range. You know, it just seems like it's like the 18 holes of golf. If I gave you 18 holes of golf and you went out and you did it and you went back in the clubhouse and the club manager gave you a free 18, but you got to use it right now, do you think you're going to shoot any better? Or do you think you may be a little bit more fatigued and get yourself in a position where you're not probably not going to shoot better than you shot your first 18? I'd almost guarantee that. And this is what happens with shooting. Someone comes here and puts a Glock 19, holds 15 rounds, and they're putting 15 rounds downrange each time. Bang, 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 bang. Then they unload the magazine, put 15 more downrange. Do you think every one of those rounds went exactly where that guy wanted them to go? Most likely not, right? Because once you start losing your ability, right? You start building all these bad flinches. You're pulling the trigger, not pressing the trigger, and then you're just losing your concentration. That's why I always recommend shoot 5 rounds at a time. Now, at your home, if it can hold 50, you put 50 in it. But at the range, five's enough because the first five is most important. What do you think of a magazine with 17 rounds? And it means if the first five can't do what it needs to do. First five, the most important in the magazine. 6 through 17 means absolutely nothing if the first five can't do what they need to do. And you're most likely going to be able to control the recoil, control the trigger control, control anticipation, and everything through the first five. So number 6 would be increased range time. What do I recommend for men? Twice a month, twice a week. Maybe come during the week after work, getting home, take off the stress, and a weekend kind of deal. All right. For the women, once a week is fine. I don't really think you need more than that. If you want it more than that, Natasha's shaking her head at me already. I see you shaking your head, Natasha. I know you shoot an awful lot, and I'm proud of you because you are probably one of my best students. She went from not knowing she's a New Jersey girl, not knowing much about firearms, all the way to doing multiple classes. She just did one a couple weeks ago, force on force, which means they wear the helmets. They wear that shit you see on YouTube. This Natasha was doing it, going into these places, and they set these things up where there's two bad guys and you with a cert pistol that you're able to have. Then these are rubber bullets they're shooting at each other. And she's done a bunch of that in vehicles and stuff. She's done AR training and everything else like that. So this is not about you, Natasha. It's about most other people that are new to shooting. Right? You need to keep what you're doing because you are good at it. I think she tells me it's she's a trainer. It's I can't think of it. Natasha, send me that thing. Gardening, guns, and whatever you always say. You have some statement you say. Um, gardening, whatever. I don't remember, but I'll tell you in a second. She'll send it to me. All right, so range time. Get your butt out in the range. That's the most important thing there. Range, range, range. Spend more range time. Now, listen, guys. If you're spending a lot of money in range time, get those memberships. We have memberships here. We have memberships. They're worth every penny because they give you the ability. They build a community. You get to see the same people on a regular basis. Memberships at ranges are well worth it. Um, we here we don't charge for targets, but you could meet a friend here and shoot on a regular basis, and that'll help you become some the membership thing is probably not a bad idea. You like to know more about our memberships here? You can always stop by or give us a call. Number seven, the resolution is stay informed of the firearm gun laws. Keep yourself updated with the latest firearm laws and regulations. Ensure legal compliance and responsible ownerships. I will tell you, this right here has been one of those things that you just gotta, man. You there are so many things now that you can watch and figure out. They are chasing our rights every day. They are doing something else, trying to pull something, grab something, take something away. Now, is the gunshine state, but we still run through all that stuff as well. We need to be very careful. I mean, there are agencies with three letters that want to do a lot of different stuff to try to take some of our regular rights away. These same lawmaking branches are being they're being protected by by these firearms, but they surely don't want you to have one. So stay informed. Join Guns of America. Join the NRA. Join any clubs you need to join, because that money goes to fight against this stuff. Make sure you do your homework. Find out what the Gun Owners of America is probably one of the ones that are pretty. I've read a bunch of stuff about them. The NRA is obviously there. I mean, there's some good words and bad words about them. Get yourself protected through the United States Concealed Carry Association with your um, concealed carry insurances and everything else to make sure you understand every law and regulations. Florida is one of those states where you don't need to be from Florida to get your Florida concealed, but you damn well better know every law and regulation in every state you're in, because just because you have reciprocity with other states with Florida, that doesn't mean that they will let you use Florida law. You got to use the state you're in as well as Florida law. So you got to make sure you understand it. That's all about the concealed carry is about. We spend this time doing the concealed carry classes on every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. We do these concealed carry classes, and that class is more about laws and regulation than it is about shooting. It is not a shooting class. Everything with a firearm in the state of Florida, if you make a mistake, is a first, second, or third degree felony. And you got to make sure you understand it, because we live in a transient state where every cop, LEO, and sheriff ain't from here. All right, this is that brief moment of I have to go let a guy out. I'll be right back. Just give me a few seconds here. How's your day, bud? Cool. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, staying informed is very important because that's what they want us to be is uninformed. If we're uninformed, then things can get away from us, right? And then how we get it back. Once it's taken away, you never get it back. Look at New Jersey, look at New York, look at California, look at all these places where people wish they had the ability to do what we do here in Florida and Georgia and places like that. These guns are being taken away from everybody for the purpose of they think the gun is the problem. It's not the gun. It's society and the way we live right now. And that's the deal. But making sure you are aware of all the laws and all the regulations is your responsibility. All right, gun maintenance, gun cleaning. Number resolution number 8. This Mr. Jacob here cleans a lot of guns on the weekends. And you know what? I tell him every time, make sure you're letting them do it and you show them how to do it. We need to teach you to fish, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to give you a fish. Cleaning a weapon is very easy. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. Most of these kits all have all the solvent and the paperwork. But obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, you can always go to YouTube, our channel, a bunch of channels out there, and find a video that will break down your pistol. Now, expanding your knowledge on firearm maintenance, educating yourself on proper cleaning, lubricating, and maintenance routine to preserve your firearm longevity and reliability. Yes. Does a dirty gun cause reliability problems? Yes. Just like your car. If you don't change your oil, sooner or later it's going to break down. If you don't take care of your firearm, sooner or later it's going to break down. The carbon buildup on shooting a pistol, majority of the time, most people are not cleaning their pistol enough or they're cleaning it too much. There's a fine medium. The gun doesn't need to be wet. It doesn't need to be oiled up like crazy, like when you go to grab it, slips out of your hands. But you got to be able to clean that pistol. So it's not rocket science, but it is something a learning curve of a little bit. We do maintenance classes here. Uh, do I said do. That's terrible. We offer maintenance classes on a regular basis. If you want to sign up for one of those, you can. And physically shooting or cleaning is part of the deal. I mean, it's all the fun of coming and shooting, but it surely isn't the fun of to be breaking the gun down and all that stuff. It's smelly and dirty and all that stuff like that, but it is part of the maintenance that needs to be done. So the resolution number 8 is expand your knowledge on firearms and maintenance. So this is pretty simple. You can actually use the terminology if you want to write this down. You can break down or take apart of a whatever Glock 19, Smith and Wesson Shield, and you put that in YouTube search engine, which is one of the largest search engines in the world. They thought Google is, but there's more stuff being searched through YouTube, and there'll be 20 videos that'll pop up on cleaning. A lot of them are blah 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 blah. You gotta burn through them to get to the point. But I mean, some people want to spell out everything for you. Some people want to. What do you need to know? You need to know how to break it down. You need to be able to know how to take it apart. You need to be able to know what to clean. And here's what to clean: any metal touching metal. You need to clean the barrel. You need to clean the barrel assembly, the frame. You need to oil everything except where the firing pin is. Don't ever put oil in the firing pin. Then you need to You need to put it back together, and then you need to test it, make sure that it dry fires fine. And after you got all that done, it's pretty simple. It seems like it'd be real hard, but it's not rocket science. It's pretty simple and easy. Most of like Glocks and Tauruses and Rugers and Smiths, they all break down a little differently, but they're pretty much internally almost all the same. So cleaning and maintenance is another one of those resolutions. Number 8. Number 9 is become a member, join a shooting community, engage with fellow shooters, participate in competitions and shooting clubs to share your experience, learn from others, and foster a sense of community. We have our memberships here. There are a lot of clubs out there that have memberships. They have club shoots as well. There's a lot of bowling pin shoots on some of the outdoor ranges. It was just kind of cool. They have IDPA memberships. They have all kinds of stuff. There is out off of out off of in North Fort Myers there, there are a couple different clubs that have memberships as well, outdoor ranges. Get a couple buddies, get 3 or 4 of your buddies, get a church group. We have 3 or 4 church groups that come here on a regular basis and shoot with us. We get a bunch of women that they get together and shoot with us. Like-minded people being together shooting is kind of a fun little deal. You can make a little competition out of it if you like to. We're open almost 7 days a week, so there's opportunity for you to get here and get comfortable shooting. But instead of shooting by yourself, get a buddy or pal, and it'll work a lot better for you. So join some kind of community, engage with fellow shooters. This is probably one of those things that I'd highly recommend. That's kind of what we like here. Is we're not really a gun range. We're a training facility that offers range time when our students aren't being trained. And we have our range time starting at 1 o'clock every day, Monday through Thursday. And then Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, it's range time all day. And we're $25 for up to 2 people for 1 hour, which includes 2 free targets for you. So you can use the free targets here. We don't even charge you for targets. So it does give you the ability to do a lot of different stuff. So if you have an opportunity and like to come over here and shoot with us, we would love to have you. Most of the most of the ranges in town have some kind of membership or some kind of uh, classes they offer and things like that. So like competitions. So now number 9 is join a community. And number 10 is set clear training goals. This is one of those things that kind of just what are you here for? Why are you at the range today? If you're here to just blow off some steam, I get it. Go back there, grab 300 rounds, and just pull the trigger. But I will tell you this, every time that you engage that trigger, you're picking up a habit. And is that habit a good habit or a bad habit? And there becomes our problem. The more bad habits we're putting down range, the more bad habits we're going to remember. How hard is it to keep a good habit? It's pretty hard. How hard is it? How easy is it to take a bad habit and make it a problem? Look at smoking, look at drinking, look at all kinds of other stuff. So remember, bad habits are not what we want. We want the good habits. So set a clear training goal. Establish and achieve and measure goals to track your progress. And this is what I tell people all the time. Let's get something out there that we can see what we're doing. We actually started, I'm putting this video out on Thursday. We're going to do our what's I'm just got brain fart here for a second. Maintenance. We're going to start our competition here at the store, which is our 10 by 10 drill. I think I showed you this last week, and we're going to do a full video on this. And basically, each month, we're going to do some kind of drill that you guys can download from our website, print out the target, take it to the range, and then go ahead and shoot it and then send a video or do a hashtag thing through any of our social media accounts and show us what you've done. And we're going to pick a winner. It's not about how good you shoot or bad you shoot. We're going to just put one winner that goes through Facebook, one winner that goes through YouTube, and then we're going to pick out a winner here at the store. So we're going to have 3 winners each time, and then we're just going to pick out somebody and we're going to send them some swag and other stuff like that. And it's just going to set up some goals that you can do. We're trying to put more stuff in line, more competition in line to have some fun with. So if I was you and I wanted to set up my first goal would be to make sure that I owned 3 yards. What does it mean to own 3 yards? I mean, if I put a 3-inch circle there a 3-inch little circle, I would make sure that I could hit that circle every time I engaged the trigger. Once I owned that distance, I would push that target back to the next distance and make sure I own that. And I would go all the way back until I began to pull out or miss. And then I would really want to concentrate on that distance that I have my problem with. For me, my problem is out to the 25. My 25s, I can continuously kind of drop it left a little bit when I push out that far. So I really have to really, really be careful with the trigger. But I know that, and that's the distance that I work a lot on. But keep in mind, we're not bullseye shooters, ladies and gentlemen. We're defensive shooters, and that paper plate is my target. So I kind of play that 6-inch paper plate on a regular basis. 8-inch paper plate is my target. So I set up my stuff and I take videos, obviously, and I take pictures of them and I write them down and I see what I'm going to do. And if let's say I had a good day at the range, I'm done. I'm not. I mean, after 50 rounds, I'm done. Let's say I had a crappy day at the range. I would never leave the range until I finished up making sure I hit that shot. And what I would do is I bring that target all the way up as close as I could without getting in trouble by the range officer and make sure I hit that target where I wanted it. And I would leave it at that. That's my goal for the day. Boom, done. And at that point in time, I'm not finishing on a bad shot or anything else like that. Imagine if you have 18 holes and the last one you mucked it in the water. I did that with Johnny and I went golfing. He took me to golfing, and we were 18, and I put 3 in the water at 18, and I still beat him by 2 strokes. Johnny. Yeah, yeah, he was all golfy, golf, golf. I'm a great golfer. I'm gonna kick your butt, Dad, and I still beat him by 2. So I'm pretty happy about that, even though I put 3 in the water, which was not. If I put the 3 in the water, I've been really, really good. All right. So training goals for 2024. What's yours? Let me know what you plan to do. Have you made any New Year's resolutions for training? Most people think about losing weight or gaining weight. Some people want to gain weight. I don't need to gain any more weight. Trust me, I need to lose some weight, but not gain. Maybe make more money. Maybe buy a new pistol. I saw something yesterday. It was a little meme. It said, I'm so proud of myself. I have not bought a gun all year. I have not bought a gun all year, and we need to solve that problem, don't we? Get your butt to the gun range and buy something. In conclusion, by implementing these resolutions into your firearms training routine, you'll be on a path to becoming more skilled and confident responsible shooter. Stay tuned to our channel for uh, more informative videos on firearms training, essential gears, and valuable shooting tips. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, the like, the subscribe button, and every time we upload anything like this or any of our lives, you guys will be the first to know. Let's go back to the main thing here. Exit full screen. Let's see if I can pop myself back. And all right, I'm back up here. All right, so let's see who we got in here. All right, so Natasha, Happy New Year. Miss Johnson, New Jersey. We already talked about Chris. Chris is a new member. Chris has been very loyal to us. Thank you, Chris. Ralph Stevens from Brazil. Oh yeah, that's a zip code. WH07016. That's a zip code. All right, cool. You know I'm always here. You didn't tell me what that is, Natasha. What is it? Oh, here. Natasha is a what do I call her? She is a trainer. She trains women and men into. She does a online workout thing, and she's always doing something. So Her little deal is gym, garden, gardening, and guns. Girl's crazy. She makes her own seed. She takes seeds out of tomatoes and makes plants out of them. So she has a full garden in her backyard, and she always brings uh, talks about her garden and all that stuff. And she brings most of the stuff from seed, which is pretty cool if you think about it. So gym, gardening, and guns. There we go, Natasha. Fred, how you doing, buddy? Naples, Florida. Fred shoots 2 to 4 times a month. Really try to shoot for 4 times. But Fred, you shoot in your backyard, or you a member somewhere, buddy? Uh, Fred lives down in Naples. Thank you, Fred. Thank you. Oh, okay. Natasha says if I ever need her to sit in front, I never know I'm going to need you until it's too late, honey. Yeah, I was expecting Jacob today, but he was not feeling well. All right. And Ralph just said, and he said, thanks for the great, good lessons. No problem, Ralph. That's what we're here for. Oh, you made it to the show. Oh, I missed the live show. Happy New Year's. It's all right, Papa Weasel. We appreciate you, buddy. I think last week he missed it too. So that's the question I got to ask you guys. Is this Tuesday night live working for us, or would a better night be some other night or some other time? We had a good run tonight. We had, I think, the furthest it got was 15 or 16 people. I mean, obviously, we'd like to get more and more and more each time. But this is a passion of mine. Having the loyal eight that stay with me. I can't say much more than that. I appreciate you very much. You guys are my inspiration every time I do one of these. I've been very very fortunate to have a good group of people that follow us on a regular basis, and I was here last week. Yeah, no, I saw you were here last week. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was here last week. Yeah, Papa Weasel. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, so we keep doing this. If you guys think another night would be better, that'd be awesome. I would love to get our memberships going now. Natasha and When Pigs Fly are still our first two. I haven't seen When Pigs Fly for a long period of time, but he is part of our membership program. They continuously support us through that membership thing. You guys can do that as well if you'd like. It helps us tremendously when new equipment comes around or anything else like that. It supports us. But once we get to those members, getting into 10 members or more, we're going to have private lessons. We're going to have private little things for you guys as well. Pretty simple there. There you get a lot of little shout outs and things like that of being members. Uh, Natasha, how's mom tonight? She feeling okay? I hope so. Uh, and Natasha's one of our best supporters. She's been here a long period of time with us. She's been shooting a long time. So we're over an hour here, and I think that's enough for me tonight. I'm looking forward to that Hoppin' Johns that we got cooking on the stove right now. I'd like to say I love you guys. Thank you very much for being here. As always, you loyal listeners, we appreciate you. I'm gonna try to do one live. I'm gonna keep the lives going all year, every Tuesday night, unless we change the date or times. If you think that a better time's gonna be, then we would do it. Um, all right, here we go. A couple more. Dave, John Dave here from Punta Gorda. Hey, Dave. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you at the last gun show. Thank you, David. We appreciate you very much there, man. Thanks, Dave. Glad you glad you found the live tonight. Uh, have a go. You too, Ralph. Appreciate you. Oh, Natasha's coming in tomorrow. Okay, great. Great, Natasha. All right, so we're gonna call it the night. I'm gonna go get the music, unless we have something else you want to talk about, any questions or anything else like that. I will tell you if you can for me, if you have anything you guys are looking for us to do a video on, We're always open to suggestions. We're always open to your guys' comments and ideas. Without you, we're basically nothing anyway. So we want to do what you want us to do and give us that information that we can help support you as much as possible. To the 10 people, 11 people who are watching at this point in time, thank you very much. You've been here the whole time, and you are. YouTube keeps unscribing. Yeah, I get it, buddy. It's we live in a world today where this stuff happens. He subscribes and then he gets unsubscribed, and then this, and because we are dealing with the little we're not allowed to talk too much about that stuff. They always hammer us. I Every video goes on, I get minimal views on it, and then all of a sudden I have to go in and fight it. So it's part of that deal. This is the business. We're not here trying to sell anything or anything. We're just trying to teach you to be safe with it. And they kind of love that part of it, but they don't like the rest of it. It all circles around. You know what I mean? It's kind of stupid. Sorry about that, Dave. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Dave. Dave says, everyone subscribe and like and watch, learn from John. Nothing but knowledge from this channel. Thank you, David. I mean, that means a lot to me, buddy. Thank you very much. Oh, there's my Odessa boy. There he goes. John Danny from Odessa's watching from YouTube live, but late. Happy New Year. Dan Roll, Happy New Year to you, buddy. How is Onessa, Texas? Was it nice there for Christmas? Was it nice there for New Year's? What was the weather like? Was it cool, or Texas has sometimes shock you. I'm sure you. I haven't been actually to Texas, but I've been close to it, and I wouldn't think some of those places would get as cold as they get. They get cold, buddy. I was up in that. Actually was at the almost at that Louisiana, kind of like that area there, and we were heading, and we did a little trip there, and freaking was freezing, man. I can't believe how cold it got. It was crazy. But yeah, awesome. All right, a great night. God bless you guys. We'll see you on the next week. We don't have I'll get an idea of what we're going to do next week, and I'll post it for you guys to have. Let's get the banner out here and send you guys on your way. God bless you guys. End screen's coming up.